Welcome guys. In this video we are going to study about subnetting part 4 over here. So last part we saw a couple of notations, problems and all. So we saw about VLSM and all. So I forgot to share you the decimal dotted notation over here. So like what is this dotted decimal over here, like 255.255.128/25. So this is nothing but like first 25 bits belong to the host and then rest whatever is remaining is belong to the host. So keep this table in mind over here. So I'll just show you how to do this table calculation over here. So like yep, so let's do the dotted calculation over here. So as you can see over here, so what is /24 means? So /24 means 255.255.255.0. That means like the first 24 bits belong to the network and then last 8 bits belong to the host over here. So the last bit is like a octet over here. So let's say we have in like categorization over here, so 128, so 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1 over here. And then so let's do as per, and then let's assume over here a new color, so /24 over here. So what does /24 means? Like all zeros over here, and the dotted decimal would be, let me just slide it a bit, okay, so would be 255.255.255.0 over here. So I'll just move it a bit aside. Okay, got it. And then I'll take a pen and dot 0 over here. So I'll just rub this and then yeah. So what would /25 mean? /25 means like the first 25 bits belong to the host and then rest whatever 25 minus 7, that is 7 bits of the host belongs to the network. So let's assume, so the first will be like 25 from here and rest will be like zeros from there. So 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So the IP net mask will be like 255.255.128, since the value under 128 is 1. So /26, so like two more bits, 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 0. So it will be 255.255.255 dot, so 128 plus 64, that will be 192 over here. So similarly as per like this, so /27, so 1 2 3 and then rest zeros over there. So 255.255.255.128 plus 64 plus 32, that will be nothing but over here 32 4 2 and 224, so 224 over here. So similarly if we go downstairs, so 28 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0. So 255.255.255 dot, so what is 24 plus 16 over here? So it will be 240. So what will be /29 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 0. So three zeros over here, 255.255.255 dot oh, that will be 248 over here. So I'll just slide it down and then let's calculate for /30 over here. So 1 1 1 1 1 1. So first I believe 30 bits belong to the network and the rest 2 bits belong to the host. So 255.255.252 over here, and then slash 31. So first 31 bits are ones, that network part, and last part belongs to the host. 255.255.255.254, and then the last slash 32. All the bits belong to the network, that is like slash 32 address. And then I think you are familiar to this subnet mask 255.255.255.255. So why I took the calculation for you guys over here, so that you become familiar to all the subnet masks. So it's very beneficial for, when you enter configure the IPs into the Cisco CLI. So soon we are going to do that. So let's move to the demonstration in Cisco CLI over here. So as in part 3, we have taken the same problem over here, like for VLSM over here, Tokyo LAN A with 110 host, Tokyo LAN B with 8 host requirement, 192 Toronto LAN B with 45 host, and then Toronto LAN A with 29 host over here, and a point-to-point link over here. So in the last video we figured out the subnet for Tokyo LAN A slash 25, for LAN B slash 28, and their starting IP addresses too over here. And then in this network, in this simulation, we are going to configure an IP address on the interfaces over here. So let's click on router 1 over here, and then let's go on like F00 over here. So enable configure terminal interface F00 over here, and then IP address will be 192.168.1. So it's in the IP interface is in this network, so I'll allocate it as .1 over here, and then slash 25. So slash 25 means like 255.255.255.128 over here, and then do the interface no shut over here. So that's why I made you practice the slash subnets over in the previous time, like the previous slides. So let's configure interface F10 of router 1 over here, and then the IP address will be 192.168.1. It's like 224 is the network address. So what will be the interface? I'll just put it the first usable addresses, that is 225, and then what will be slash 28. So let's refer to the table. So slash 28 will be nothing but 240. So 255.255.255.240 subnet, and then no shutdown over here. So and then let's configure one more last interface of point to point. So we have a network of 192.168.1.240/30 over here. So I'll configure an IP of 241 on interface F4/0 over here. So IP address, that is nothing but 192.168.1.241, and slash 30 will be 255.255.255.250, yes, 252, and then no shut. So no shut. So let's verify slash 30. We were correct, 240, and then so we have successfully configured, and then no shut over here. We have successfully configured like 3 interfaces on router 1, so we'll do on router 2 as well. So enable configure terminal interface F10, and then IP address will be of 192.168.1.28 network. So 192.168.1. So 128 is the network address, so I'll use the first usable address, that is 129, and that is slash 26. So slash 26 nothing but 192. So 255.255.255.192 subnet, and then no shut. And then let's go to interface F00 of Toronto line A. F00 of Toronto line A IP address. So what's the network address is 192.168.192 over here. So network is 192. Let's use the first usable address on the interface 193, and that is /27. So /27 means how much? 255, 255, 255. I believe that is 224. So /27 is /224 over here, and then yeah, 224, and then no shut. So and then let's configure the interface point to point terminal over here. So that is interface F40, and then IP address will be 192.168.1.240 is the network. So I have already used 241, so just left is like 242. Sorry, I forgot the subnet mask. So that will be /30. So 255.255.252, and then no shutdown, and then it has successfully stayed to down. So I'll just do no shut, or like shut, so administrator down, so no shut. So yeah, so we have configured. Let's see the IP addresses. Do show IP interface brief over here. So as you can see over here, F00, F10 of router 2, and then F40 has been configured over here, so with IP addresses. So in this way we can configure the IP addresses on the interfaces using the variable subnet mask. So make sure you remember the dotted decimals of all the subnets over there. So that's all for this video, and thank you, and let's meet in the next video studying about the VLANs and all. So thank you.